Hi guys, you're welcome to my channel. My name is Shion of Shion Stitches. For those who have not seen my face before, here is my face. I think I've shown my face in a few of my videos, but this is the face behind the voice, behind the cutting and the sewing. And today we're going to be doing a palazzo trouser, and I decided to just do it, small talk before we get into the cutting and the sewing. I feel like a lot of people have issues with trouser cutting. For those who don't know, I actually make male clothes too. I keep using the idea I got from the male sewing to make trousers for ladies. And I know a lot of people have issues with jumpsuits, with shorts, palazzo, and anything trousers. So I'm just going to make it very easier. Let me just make it very easier. This particular one we are sewing is tight on the waist, like it grabs the waist really nicely, and from the hip down to the hem it's free. But this one, the only tight area we're having is the band waist, which is going to be, we are using our accurate waist measurement to get our band, and from the hip is going to have ease. The tie up down to the hem is just going to be like that, just as it is in the picture. And I'm going to be using 2.5 inches, 3 inches for the band actually. And let me just break it into bits for you. We are cutting this thing, we are having about 4 pieces. We're going to cut the front pieces, 2 front pieces. You're going to cut 2 back pieces. I just say back pieces. We are going to cut 2 pockets, and we're going to cut our band, 2 bands separately. And this is why my bands is going to be separate. In the picture you can see it has a belt. The belt starts from the side waist, so it has to be in 2 pieces so I can have a place to insert my belts. So the back band also, and the belts. And I'm going to be putting my zip on the left side. I think I prefer putting my zip on the left side of the trouser. This is actually not mine, but it's still like my measurement, so that you can see how it looks like after we finish sewing. You can see the outcome of what we just want to do, because I feel like a lot of people will not even show you the outcome, or when they show you, you can tell it's not really fitting. So guys, let's just go right. But before we go right to the cutting table, if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, and first, let me just appreciate you guys. Even when I was away for 2 months, I had people still dropping comments and appreciating my work, and my subscribers, people kept subscribing and they still kept watching my videos. Thank you so much. And there is a particular subscriber who told me I was greatly missed. So to everyone who has missed me, thank you guys. I miss you too, and I love you so much. And if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please, let's push this channel to 10,000. I know we can do it. We're already on 8K. So guys, thank you. So let's get right into sewing. So guys, here is the red zip. Here's the zip I'll be using. I'm just going to put that aside, and I have my measurements somewhere here. So okay, then I'm going to use this for the band. I might not. So I have my tape measure, I have my chalk, I have my curved ruler, I have a straight ruler, and I have a scissors. So the first thing I want to do is to take our measurement. The length of this trouser is 38. Yeah, Irma. So it's 38. Then I'm going to be adding 2 inches. I'm going to be adding 1.5 inch hemming allowance. I folded with the hip measurement divided by 4 plus all of the allowances that I am going to be needing. So that is what I folded here. So you determine your allowance depending on how wide, how big you want it to be. So I have mine 39.5 here. So this is going to be, from here is going to be the length of my trouser. And because I want it to be, I want the band to be about 3 inches. So I'm going to deduct the band, the 3 inches for the band. I'm going to deduct that. I hope the chalk is showing. Maybe let's change color. Okay, this is better. This is better. Then I'm going to add ½ inch for joining to the band. So that's that. So now here is where my measurement is starting from, the 3 inches. So now I'm going to input my crotch length. For my crotch, I'm going to be using the hip divided by 3. Don't get me wrong, not hip divided by 4. I know a lot of people will tell you hip divided by 4, then you still minus 1 inch. I don't know how that works. It has never worked for me. I won't even dare it, because sewing for a 10-year-old boy, you didn't know how to use a crotch length of even 9 inches. So I don't know how it's going to fit. So because it's a free trouser, it is hip divided by 3, and I'm going to put that here. So that is where my crotch is going to be. Then I'm just going to measure about 2.5 inches upward and make that part my hip line. So now I don't need the knee line or anything. You know, it's a palazzo, there is no shaping. So now I'm going to start my measurement from my hip. This is my hip line, this is my crotch line, don't forget. So my hip, the hip for the client rather is 39. I'm just going to approximate it to 40 inches. That is divided by 4 is 10. I'm going to add 1.5 inches is, that is 11.5. Then I'm going to add ½ inch sewing allowance, that is 12 inches. That same 12 inches, I'm going to mark it on my waist line. And I'm also going to mark it on my crotch line. And I'll make it into a straight. Into a straight line. Then on my crotch line, I'm going to divide the hip by 8, and that will give me 2.5 inches. So I'm going to be adding an additional 2.5 inches here on the crotch. Then from the hip, I'm just going to create a curve, you know, from the hip line to the crotch line. Just a nice curve that way. Now remember, the band, the waist area needs shaping. I told you it needs shaping. If you were using an elastic, I would just cut out straight, like there wouldn't be any need for trying to shape. But because it's a band and I need my waist measurement, I'm going to take my waist measurement from here, and the waist is 32 divided by 4 is 8 inches. I'm going to add 1 inch for that. It's going to have a dart, that is 9 inches. Then I'm going to add ½ inch sewing allowance, that is 8 plus 1 is 9, 9 plus ½ is 9.5 inches, and I have that here. So now I'm going to connect my waist to the hip, you know, just this way. That's just about that, and we are done with marking the front. So I'm going to cut that out now. I'm cutting my waist. You're going to take your tape measure. Then on the waistline here, I'm just going to mark 1 inch. mark 1 inch, and you connect it to the side to make your trouser sit very well on your waist. Then you cut that out. So that's that. Now I'm going to use the front to cut the back. You're going to leave about 2 to 2.5 inches at the upper part here. Just make it 2 inches. Then you want the sides to align together. You want the sides to align together. Then on your measurement of the hair on the waist M line, just add 1.5 inch. On the crotch line, add 2 inches. On the waistline, add 2 inches. Then remember we took away 1 inch from the let me show you. The camera is not picking this. Remember we removed 1 inch from the front. We are going to replace it at the back. So we are going to mark the 1 inch, then an additional 1 inch for the back. So we are marking our 2 inches. I'm marking our 2 inches. We have our 2 inches this way. Then you make a connection like this to meet with this crotch line here. Then connect it to the hemline this way. You can even add just 1 inch to the hemline actually. So that is that. Then you connect this to the sides. You slant it this way to meet with this. Then this should be the same thing. And now we can cut out. So that is that with the cutting. It's very simple. So I'm taking the back side away first because I need to cut the pocket for the front side. So for the pockets, you're just going to mark I'm just going to mark 2.5 inches this way. Don't forget this is the sides. This is where the pocket will be. This is the middle, the crotch area. Then I'm going to mark 7 inches down, or let's mark 8 inches down. .5 is fine. So you're going to create a curve this way. And we're going to cut that out. So these are our pocket sides. So now to cut our pockets, we're going to be needing 14 by 14 for our pocket. Exactly 14, beautiful. So 14 by 14 in 2 places, 1 for each pocket. This way, this is 14, then unfold 7, that is 14. If you open it up, so you're going to mark 7 this way. I have 7, so this is my first pocket. I'm going to use this to cut another one. And I didn't remember to tell you what I have here is 2.5 yards of crepe, and that's because I'm making a top out of it, so it's not just for the pocket. So the remaining is what I'm going to use for the band and the top. So I'm going to set, and the belt as well. So I'm going to set this aside. So for the pocket, here's what we're going to do. Right sides facing each other. Right sides facing each other. You're going to take it this way. Then take your pocket side. Don't mix it, please. This is the pocket side, this is the crotch. Make it align together equally this way, and you cut out. Just place this piece on the pocket this way and cut it out. So that's about that. The next thing, we are moving to sewing. So this is one side of the pocket, this for one pocket, this for another pocket. Then you take, next thing that I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and input the darts first. And for that, here is what I'm going to do. On the crotch line, I'm going to mark my 1/2 inch joining allowance, then from there create my darts, and I'm going to do that for these two before attaching the pockets. I've already sewn the darts in. So now to the pocket. Here's what we're going to do. You're going to take one part of the pocket. This is the right side facing me, and you look for the right side of the pocket. So right sides facing each other this way. Right sides facing each other this way. Then you sew about 1/4 inch here. When you sew about 1/4 inch here, you notch, then you top stitch. Then I'll show you the next step. So now I've top stitched on the pocket. Please, you're top stitching on the pocket. Here is it. You open it up this way. Open it up this way. Then the next thing is you're going to fold this on the pocket. I hope you understand. This is our main piece. You're folding it on this pocket to match up to this pocket curve you made. And in other words, it's like you're replacing the part you cut out with this pocket. So you let it match with it like this. You do it for the two. You can hold this down with a stitch. This upper part, hold it down with a stitch. After then, you open up your pocket. Then from this stitch here, when you open up where your pocket was stitched to your main trouser, you just sew on 1/2 inch. and your pocket is ready. So I'm just going to go over and do that for the two pockets. So I've joined the two front sides. You can see the dart, and this is our pocket. Like, we have our pocket. So we are done with the front. All we just need to do is to create a band for it. Remember, I told you I'm going to be having two bands, separate bands. So I'm going to set this aside first, then work on the back. And all we have to do on the back is just to, from the joining side here, measure your half-inch joining, then measure your dart placement, and then you join your cross. So I have the back piece ready. There's the back piece. I've input my dart, and here's the front piece. If I was sewing a band for the two, like if I wasn't making a two band, if I wasn't making a separate band for each, the next thing would just have been to, go ahead and join them. But because I'm sewing a band for each of them, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take what we have here. This is the back. Measure what you have here. Do not stretch the fabric. It's actually a stretchy fabric, but you don't want to stretch it. So what I have here is about 20.5. So I'm just going to create a band of 22 inches, to be on the safer side. I'm going to create a band of 22 inches. And remember, I said for my band, I want it to be 3 inches long. So I'm making 3 inches by 25. So, joining allowance inclusive. So 3.5 for the back band. I'm just going to attach it directly because I'm going to be weaving it. So I have that, and remember what I want is 20.5. I'm just going to cut out about 22 inches. This better is more than it not being enough. Then I'm going to cut that out. So I've cut the band for the back and I've joined it. Here is it. Here's the back. So I'm going to set this aside to work on the front. For the front, I'm also going to measure what I have there. It's also 3 inches, and I'm adding half-inch joining allowance to make it 3.5. Okay, here's the front piece. I'm going to measure what I have here from the beginning here, the beginning of the pocket. I'm just going to measure this way. I have 18, so I'm going to cut about 20 to be on a safer side. So I'm actually marking 20.5 though. So here is I'm just going to attach it, just this way, then to face up this way. So I'm going. Here's the front piece. I've joined the band, and I don't know if you can see the curve, the little curve. That is what is going to make it sit properly. So now I've cut out what I need for the belt. That one you just determine how wide you want it, but just know that in the picture the belt is not wider than the band. So I used 3 inches for my band, and I'm using 2 inches for each belt. The belt is in 2 places. I'm going to sew it this way, seal the ends and one end like this. Do the same for the other one. Then take the front piece, then I will attach it this way on it like this, and also like this. Then we can join the front to the back. So now I've fixed the belt. So I'm going to place my front on the band. And if you have time, just check your measurements and know what you have and know what you're taking in as sewing allowance. So in my own case, I'm going to be taking in 2.2 inches at the waist area. At the waist area, I'm taking in 2 inches. Then immediately I cross over from the waist area to this line, I'm going to reduce it to 1 inch down. Then I'm going to sew the inseams. After the inseams, I'm going to hem and fix the zip, and that's going to be all. So I just want to fix now, and my zip is going to be on the left side. It's going to be on the left side, which is here. So now I'm going to put it on for you, and I haven't fixed the zipper because it's not mine. My waist is 29, but this client's waist is 32. So I'm just going to hold it with a pin so it can snatch my own waist, so it can fit my own waist. I just want you to see what the outcome of it is. I told you I was going to show you, and I'm really going to show you so you can see what we did and how it came out. And please, if you're not subscribed to this channel at this point, please guys, please click the subscribe button. And yes, thank you guys.